Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. It's $5 Tuesday at WagerTalk. We're coming off a strong start to the week. We got another loaded slate. We got a lot of games to break down. Jesse's going to give us his top college football teams to fade. And we're going to talk the Knicks and the Celtics. Nice rivalry there in the NBA. Bryan Power is going to join us. We're going to talk Thunder Warriors, big game. And then Florida versus Duke college basketball. And then my good friend, the Prez, is going to join us. We were going to break down Thursday night football, but he has a big play in that one. So instead, we're just going to go back and forth about a couple of other big games. Bears, Packers, Chiefs, Texans. So leave in the chat what your guys' thoughts are. This is a huge weekend of NFL games. So tell us who you like. Bears, Packers, Chiefs, Texans. Then he's going to talk Lightning and Islanders. And I'm going to close out with breakdown on the Timberwolves, Pelicans, and Grizzlies Spurs. Really good bettable games. We've got some good information and some props in those games, so we're going to break all that down. We got big names. We got big games. It's a big Tuesday. Let's get started. Just to let everybody know, my flight got in way late last night. I landed in Indianapolis in the middle of a snowstorm, so been a little bit behind this morning. But let's bring in Jesse, a man that is never a little bit behind. Jesse, happy Tuesday. How are you?
I'm all right, Andy. Got some much-needed winning last night. I certainly needed it after a pretty devastating holiday weekend.
Well, let's talk a little bit of winners. We got to award a winner from our bet last week. You and I went head-to-head on Ole Miss and Mississippi State, and I came out a winner. I'm not sure there were a whole lot of winners out of the Lane Kiffin situation,
well,
but
Mississippi might have won the game. They lost the war, Andy.
That's true. So we do this when we go head-to-head. Everyone puts their username in the comment section along with which handicapper they wanted to go along with. So anybody that put Andy in there was eligible for a winner. And the winner is our good friend, Natural 8. Congratulations, Natural 8. You get a free 3-day pass. So all you have to do is email support@wagertalk.com. Just tell them that you were the big winner and you get a free 3-day pass. You can use it on myself. You can use it on Jesse. We got a lot of big plays. So congratulations. You've been with us for a long time. So congratulations, Natural 8. You're the big winner. All right, Jesse, let's talk about a couple teams here to fade. You know, we're getting down to the end of the season here. Let's start with UNLV. We're looking at fading them. Tell us why we're looking at why we're not supporting them this week.
I love this game, Andy. I really do. I mean, this is a rematch of last year's Mountain West final, and of course, Boise State won that handily by a score of 21-7. In fact, Boise State just owns UNLV. So you got to look at it like, why are they only a 4-point favorite? In fact, I think they opened as a 3-point favorite. Well, you look for reasons. Why is this line so short? I guess Boise State, 8 wins, UNLV, 10 wins. So that's one reason right there. But if you look at strength of schedule, going by Sagarin, it's not that different. Boise State has the 83rd ranked schedule and UNLV 109th, but it feels like a bigger deal to me. Boise State, of course, played Notre Dame and South Florida, lost both those games, but UNLV hasn't played anybody. In fact, they've only got one win against a team with a winning record, and that was Hawaii at home. So you want to hang your hat on a win over Hawaii at home. I'm not sure you belong in the conference championship game. These teams played in the regular season. Boise State won by a score of 56-31. Now, Boise State did lose their starting quarterback, Maddox Madsen, over a month ago. Max Cutworth, the backup, has come in. He threw for 341 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks on 26 of 44 passing last week against Utah State. He's had 4 or 5 games to get familiar with the offense and get comfortable in this spot. And Maddox Madsen wasn't the star of this team anyways. This team is built on the running game, their offensive line. Those guys are all still here. It should be more of the same, in my opinion. I think Boise State is far and away the better team, and on a neutral field, I think they win this by double digits, and getting them at less than a touchdown, to me, is a steal. UNLV has the 11th ranked run defense in the Mountain West. They're giving up 175 yards per game. And keep in mind, that's with a really soft schedule. Their defense was just atrocious all season long. And Boise State has its shortcomings, but scoring points against soft defenses isn't one of them. Boise State, big for me, Andy.
When we get kind of towards the end of the year, are you looking more at teams that you want to bet against or teams that you want to bet on, or is it game by game situation? I mean, I know that you're trying to figure out the transfer portal and the coaching situations on a lot of these games. So is there a particular angle that you're really looking to focus on? Because you talk all the time about teams to fade. It really seems like this is a play against UNLV more than anything.
Yeah, I think, we got off to a good start by fading teams, and it felt like I found my niche. Now I feel like we're just going to roll with that, and we have. And last week, it was really unfortunate. Ole Miss pulled away late and really dominated that game despite the distraction. I will say my analysis of what a distraction that Lane Kiffin situation would be was not far off. That turned into even a bigger shit show than I expected it to be. They're even releasing audio tapes of him chatting up college girls. And I mean, trust me, it's going to get a lot uglier for Lane Kiffin.
You got to admit, it's kind of a match made in heaven, LSU and Lane Kiffin. Like it's kind of a perfect little mashup.
I mean, I'm not a fan of either of these teams, but I'd love to see it blow up in LSU's face, just for the sake of it.
I mean, you have two entities in Lane Kiffin and LSU where it always blows up. I mean, what's the most logical outcome? A 10-year symbiotic relationship? No chance.
Yeah, I think that's how I see it as well.
Well, let's move to another team that you're looking to fade. We're looking at BYU. Interesting team to fade here. Why are you off them this week?
Well, this is less of a fade of BYU and more of the fact that Texas Tech is just in a league of their own in the Big 12 and really against most of college football. In fact, if you look at who spent the money in NIL, Texas Tech spent $25 million, which is exactly how much they promised Lane Kiffin he gets to spend at LSU. But apparently only two teams spent $25 million or more, and it was Texas and Texas Tech. So they've got the best roster money can buy. And they're far and away better than every other team in the Big 12. They rank first in scoring defense. They're only allowing 11 points per game. They rank first in total defense, 258 yards per game. And they're 11-1. Their only loss came on the road at Arizona State, who won the conference championship last year. And they had their backup quarterback in that game, and it was kind of a shocking result. Aside from that, they've steamrolled the competition in the Big 12. That includes BYU. They won 29-7. That game was only a few weeks ago. This is a neutral site game, but it's in Texas. I think BYU is in big trouble. I think BYU is, they're a solid team. They're solid on both sides of the ball. I like their coach, who may or may not be on the way to Penn State, by the way. But BYU won a few games that they had no business winning. I don't think they're as good as Utah, and they managed to beat Utah somehow, but I still think Utah is a far and away a better team than BYU. And yeah, the big news is now Penn State is offering Sataki probably big. I don't know. I haven't heard the numbers, but I have to assume that Penn State has been thoroughly embarrassed, and they're ready to unload the kitchen sink and do whatever it takes to get Sataki to leave BYU. And I'm not going to go with the same angle I went with Lane Kiffin last week, because I'm going to go out on a limb, Andy, and say, however Kalani Sataki handles this, it's going to be with a lot more class than Lane Kiffin.
Low bar. low bar to set. But, I mean, they were pictured like clothes hanging on things. I'm sorry, I just can't get enough of this Lane Kiffin thing. Texas Tech. So we do have a kind of a revenge factor here. They drubbed BYU 29-7. It looks like, does that factor in at all? Or is this a completely new game? Doesn't
sounds
matter?
Like you're brewing up a bet there, Andy. Sounds like you're thinking about backing the Mormons.
Care to make things interesting? I'll do it. Give me a little.
I think we got to run it back.
Here. Yeah, let's run it back. Let's do it. I'll take the revenge factor here. So if you're on Texas Tech, I'll be on BYU. So let's do it again. This is our weekly tradition here. So All right, comment section. You know what to do. After the show is over, put in the comment section whether you agree with Jesse on Texas Tech or Andy on BYU. Make sure you put your WagerTalk username. Whoever wins will pick a side, and you're going to win a free 3-day pass. Natural 8 was the big winner, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of Jessies in the comment section here, Jesse.
Well, the
So
chat's also going to have the benefit of knowing whether Sataki got the Penn State job or not. So that line could move. A lot could change between now and next week.
That's all right. I got faith in my Mormons. I got friends out there. Come on, bring it home, BYU. So, all right, Jesse and I going head to head again. You guys can benefit. Put in the comment section. It's got to be after the show is over. We check the comments, not the live check. Not the live chat. So comment section below. Yeah, Jeff, make sure you put that in the comments right after the show is over. That way we can keep track of everything. So, all right, Jesse, let's move on to the NBA. Knicks, Celtics, nice rivalry. Obviously, we don't have Jason Tatum here, but Celtics team that not completely giving up on the season. One of the surprises to me, Boston is playing with a much slower pace than I thought they were going to. I figured they'd be, run and gun, shoot as many threes as possible. Not so much. It's a pretty short line here. Knicks -2, over under 230. How do you break down the Knicks and the Celtics?
Yeah, I think this is a wrong team favored situation, Andy. The Knicks appear to be the better team. They're sitting in first place in the Atlantic, 2.5 games up on Boston. They've won 4 straight, but look at their home away splits. They're 3-5 on the road. They're 10-1 at home. Let's look at their road wins. How about at Charlotte, at Dallas, at Brooklyn? Those are the teams you've beat on the road so far this season. Now you're going to lay points at Boston. Count me out. And OG Anunoby is out. And I know all the talk will be on Tatum being out, and people probably overlook Anunoby being out. You got to keep in mind, when Anunoby first came over from Toronto, the Knicks went on some kind of incredible winning streak, like 18 of 19 games with Anunoby in the lineup. Then he got hurt, and they started to suck again, or not suck, but they weren't quite as good. I mean, he's an excellent defender, an excellent all-round player, and they certainly do miss him. Boston, they've won 6 of their last 8, 5 of their last 6 at home. They did win 117-115 at Cleveland in their last game. Peyton Pritchard, 42 points in that game. And you mentioned Jason Tatum. In my mind, Jaylen Brown is the MVP. You remember he won the finals MVP. And here's a little bit about how you can trust AI, Andy, because I wanted to look at some quotes, what Jason Tatum was saying after Jaylen Brown won MVP, because I remember he was quite salty about that. I think we all remember Tatum being salty about Brown winning MVP. But AI quote says, Tatum was not angry about Brown winning MVP. He was actually very happy and congratulated him. So be careful what you get from the AI search engines. Tatum is still salty. Brown is still the more valuable player, more dependable. Tatum might be the guy, the flashy, score more points, more athletic, more talented, but Brown delivers on a nightly basis. The Celtics still have some dudes. They're still the better team on their home court, in my opinion. Wrong team favored. Go Boston.
You're looking up AI to see if Jason Tatum was indeed mad at Jaylen Brown. That's a new use for AI.
I thought it was funny that AI conclusively determined that he wasn't salty at all.
Yeah, absolutely. So funny. Oh, really, really good stuff, Jesse. All right, it's $5 Tuesday. Tell everyone what you have up.
I do have a college basketball total up for $5 Tuesday, coming off a 3-0 sweep on Monday. And as far as Thanksgiving weekend and all that, that's in the past. We're not going to talk about that. For those of you who saw my performance, you know, we're not talking about that. We're moving forward, Andy.
Very well said, Jesse. Very well said. Hey, listen, we all go on winning streaks. We all go on losing streaks. Perfectly fine. It's $5 Tuesday. Grab Jesse's best bet. And if you like Jesse's take on Texas Tech, put that in the comment section. Texas Tech covers, and we pick you. You win a free 3-day pass. Jesse, great segment as always. Great talking to you every Tuesday. Best of luck, my friend.
Thanks, Andy.
Jesse Schule, everyone. Always doing a great job to get us kicked off on Tuesday. It is $5 Tuesday. Every handicapper can put up a $5 play. Every Tuesday, I do an NBA player prop. That best bet is up. I've attached another one to it, so you get 2 plays for that one. NBA not been great the last few days. Props are just a big up and down throughout the course of the season. But the last few days haven't been my best work, so really looking to turn that around. Just want to be honest with you guys that NBA player props hasn't been my best sport the last 3 days, but looking to get a winner tonight. So if you want to join me, do that. And I will also tell you this. We have a cricket play that is in the middle of playing right now. As soon as that game is over, a 4% best bet is going to go up. It's half price. As soon as it goes up, it will be half price. Do what you want with it. It's very juicy. I will just tell you, after the show is over, I will be going around to the kiosks at various casinos around me, and I will be playing it as much as I can. Do with that with what you want. That will be up later today. Let's bring on Bryan Power. Bryan, happy Tuesday. How are you, sir?
Good. Sorry to miss you last week, Andy. I was traveling, but happy to be back here talking the Oklahoma City Thunder, as I think I do every Tuesday on this spot.
We could give you worse teams. You
Yes.
have to break down the Sacramento Kings or Charlotte.
There's 29 worse teams in the NBA than the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think we can all agree on that. Not much we can agree on life, but I think that is something we can agree on.
Every time I log in and I think, I was like, you know what, I should take the Oklahoma City Thunder over their season win total. I'm just like, no, they're going to regress. And then you know what doesn't happen? They regress.
Yeah.
They're like
crazy.
Regressed. Yeah, it really is. So, well, let's break this one down. We're going to start you off with the Thunder and the Warriors. This is what's amazing about the Thunder. Hartenstein's out for a couple weeks. Dort is going to be out. Caruso is going to be out. And they're minus 11.5. There's just no other team where you can just be missing these key players and they're just going to be these big favorites. They just, next man up, over under is 224.5. How do you break down this game?
Yeah, there's a key injury on the other side, too, obviously, that we'll address here in just a minute. But let's start by reminding everyone what they already know. Thunder are by far the best team in this league. They're one of 4 teams in league history to have opened a season by winning 20 of their first 21 games. They've won 12 in a row now by an average of 15.5 points per game. Their defensive rating per Hollinger is by so far and away the best in the league, Andy. I feel comfortable saying right now on December 2nd, OKC, for the second straight season is going to finish number 1 in defensive rating by a wide margin. Now, as great as Oklahoma City is, the point spread can and usually is the great equalizer. Worth noting, Thunder have failed to cover the spread in 3 straight coming into tonight. They've also failed to cover 6 of their last 8 overall. Here, as you mentioned, they're being asked to lay double digits on the road against a Golden State team that will not have Steph Curry. These teams last met on November 11th. That was a Tuesday. And yes, I did go back in the archives because I thought I broke that game down here on WagerTalk Today. I did. I said to back OKC 3 weeks ago. They were at home for that particular matchup. Sure enough, they ended up winning 126-102 and easily covered the 8.5 point spread. Bigger number here, and they're on the road. But I see OKC covering again. Golden State has been no great shakes themselves at the betting window as of late. 1-5 against the number their last 6. And no Curry is obviously huge. No Al Horford either for the Warriors. He missed the last meeting. I just don't see how the Warriors score, Andy, here. Remember, I talked about the Thunder's outstanding defensive rating earlier. They did not have Jalen Williams for the first 19 games, including the first meeting with the Warriors. And I'm going to add one more angle for you. If you look at this number and say, I don't want to lay that many points on the road. I don't care that Curry's out. Well, consider betting Golden State under its team total of 105.5, guys. Already mentioned earlier, with Curry, the Warriors were held to 102 by OKC 3 weeks ago against New Orleans on Saturday. New Orleans is a very bad basketball team. Golden State won that game. It was their first game without Curry. The Warriors did win, but scored only 104. Honestly, as I kind of speak those words into existence, that team total under is probably the best way to play this.
Have to agree with you on that one. There is some chat in the live chat about line moves in the NBA. And guys, you got to be careful about these line moves. They're very easy to move lines before you get to the finalized lineups later on in the day. like Teddy has talked about numerous times, you'll drive yourself crazy trying to chase line movement in NBA. These lines just move up and down. It's really easy to move it a couple points. So don't worry about a line move early in the day.
Rob Vino on Full Court Press this morning had a really good point that he had been talking to someone years ago that, if you get so preoccupied with line movement, you're going to become a 50-50 better and lose on the VIG. So, and I thought that was well stated by Rob.
Yeah. It doesn't take a lot to move lines this early in the day. Mm-hmm. So, you just be really careful if you're concentrating that much on it. So, all right, let's move to college basketball here. Florida versus Duke. I don't know much about these teams, but looks like Duke is going to come in here at the favorite, 8.5 over under 156.5. How do you break down Florida and Duke?
Yeah, on a more positive note, I like Mark Martin's comments in the chat. Thank you, Mark. That was very nice of you to say. Let's talk about Florida and Duke here. Real quick plug. I mentioned Full Court Press a minute ago. Every Monday through Friday, we are live here on the WagerTalk YouTube channel, 10 a.m. Eastern. Myself, Adam Trigger, Rob Vino, breaking down the entire college basketball card for the day. We touch on all the big games, such as this one, Duke and Florida. Some under-the-radar matchups as well. Dare I say, you will not find another show on the entire internet that goes as deep into college hoops on a daily basis than Full Court Press. And those of you who have been watching Full Court Press regularly already know I have not been that high on this Florida team this year. Defending national champs are just 1-6 against the number. They've suffered 2 straight-up losses as well. Season opener versus Arizona. And then, more surprising, they lose as an 11.5-point favorite to TCU in an MTE last week. Gators have since bounced back. They did beat Providence to close out that MTE in San Diego. That's a multi-team event for those keeping score at home. But I still question this new backcourt mix for the Gators. You got 2 transfers, Lee from Princeton, Flan from Arkansas. And we talked about this on the first week of Full Court Press. We thought those 2 would not mesh all that well. Okay, Florida could rely on Walter Clayton in their backcourt this year. This backcourt right now on December 2nd has not been that good. It's let the team down. Now, the Florida front court is outstanding. Ken Palm has them with the 8th highest offensive rebounding rate in the country. It's a clear strength there. But where the Gators do struggle, guys, is from behind the arc. They're shooting just 27.7% from 3. Is that number going to improve in their first true road game at Cameron Indoor, of all places? Probably not. So I think the key to this game is whether or not Florida's size on the interior can contain Duke standout freshman Cameron Boozer. Will foul trouble be an issue for the Gators here? I think that's another question we've got to consider. Spreads up to 8.5. My view is what you're going to see here. We talk about line movement. The line may continue to go up. I think some sharper groups are going to wait and see how high this number gets and take the points. I'm going to advise you to not do that. My power ratings say the current spread is a few points short of where the number should be. So I would bet Duke sooner rather than later. Duke is just a much better basketball team than Florida right here in early December.
College basketball, I know it's early this season. Any teams that are surprising, teams that look way above everybody else, teams that are disappointing? What are you seeing so far earlier in the season, if anything?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of, early on, there were some teams that, were just, I think things have kind of evened out. Look, my top 16, the order changes a little bit, but my top 16 in the power ratings are the same top 16 in the Ken Palm ratings. Teams that have fallen way short of the mark. We actually talked about buy low, sell high spots today on Full Court Press. You've got a Loyola Chicago team that's 0-8 against the number. No team, I've not downgraded any team in the country more than the Ramblers, RIP Sister Jean. I think, I don't know, they just, I guess they're still in mourning out in Loyola Chicago. It's not gone well. Oregon has been a disaster at 0-7 against the spread. The one team that continues to impress from a point spread perspective is UC San Diego. They're in action, and they're undefeated, 6-0 against the spread, and a dog tonight at Nevada. That's an interesting spot. So if you guys want to check out, we did a whole segment actually on buy low, sell high on Full Court Press today. People can check that on the archives if you missed it live.
That's like the most valuable information you're going to get. Like free picks and breakdowns is great, but when you can give people their own information about, hey, these are the teams that are underachieving, look for regression. These are the teams that are overachieving, look for regression. That's the most valuable things that we can do on these videos. So make sure you guys are checking out Full Court Press. That way you get all that information. It helps out with your own bets as well. So when is that show again, Brian? Is
10
it every day?
a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. So yeah, every 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through. I will be off on Thursday because I'm doing the Blitz on Thursday, and I pleaded with Trig. I said, Trig, 2 hours of live stuff it's kind of taken a little bit out of me during this time during the holidays. So I apologize. I will be off Full Court Press on Thursday this week, but we've got the Blitz, Ross Benjamin, Ralph Michaels, and myself. That is live immediately following you, Andy, on Thursday. We're going to be breaking down Conference Championship Saturday. What a odd Conference Championship Saturday, as some of these conferences need to redo how they do tiebreakers, in my opinion.
Well, it's going to be a party here where I live, man. IU versus Ohio State.
I know.
Oh,
number one.
My gosh.
I know. The only thing that sucks is like I feel for a number 1 versus number 2 game, the stakes are kind of low because unless if it's a blowout, both of them are getting buys into the playoff. But yeah.
Let me ask you about this because, so first off, one of my best friends, he's diehard Ohio State. So he and I have been friends for like decades since we got out of college. We've never had a football rivalry. I went to IU. He went to Ohio State. Now all of a sudden it's serious, and now he's all of a sudden really standoffish and doesn't want to talk buddy about football. Yeah, oh yeah, he is very defensive about football now. But we were trying to figure out, is this going to be a great game, or is this going to be, you got two teams that are going to the playoffs. Do they want to show anything? Do they just run very vanilla schemes, and this turns out to be not that great of a game? What do you do if you're these two? I'm fascinated.
I'm trying to figure that out myself. Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out myself. I'll be honest. I actually show a little bit of value. I did at the opening number on the dog there on Indiana. We've seen some money come in on the Hoosiers as well. Look, Ohio State, we all understand this, and I don't think anyone can fault Ryan Day. He understands college football. It's not a 12-game season anymore. It's a 16-game season. They won the national championship last year, so they played the full 16 games. There's been load management. And I don't, and for the, it's funny, everyone's like, oh, Ohio State hasn't really shown me much yet. Well, they cover the spread in every game except the one against Purdue where they were favored by, 10 billion points. So the number was a little lower than 10 billion, but you get the drift. It was a large number against Purdue. So, Ohio State, you really can't complain what they do. And then Indiana, Andy, your side, I can't fault, at the same time, Cignetti should be loud. They're the new kid on the block. It's funny you talk about how this has not been a rivalry, Ohio State and Indiana. I can't remember how long. I don't know. You guys don't want to wait for me to leaf through the Phil Steele book. I'm sure it has the answer. But the last 10 times these teams have met, Ohio State and Indiana, Ohio State's been a double-digit favorite every time, including last year. That was Indiana's kind of first big test on the national scene, right? They started out strong. They failed. We'll see. This is a better Indiana team this year with Mendoza. So we shall see about what happens. I have not made up my mind yet how I'm betting that game. I'm assuming I am going to have a play on it, though.
Yeah, playing the opposing team of Ohio State, just playing their team total under, it's just been printing tickets. This is just one of the best defenses I've ever seen.
They play slow. That's the other thing with the load management in terms of snap. In terms of how long they're taking to snap the ball. No team in the country was playing slower in terms of pace than the Buckeyes.
I wonder if that's a big thing that happens this weekend. Like, let's not kill our guys. Let's not run them into the ground. Let's take some time off the clock. So should be a great game. Brian, what do you have up for $5 Tuesday? Yeah,
$5. Look, I will be joining the $5 parade as soon as I am done here. So in just a matter of minutes, I'll be putting up a basketball play for $5. I do already have up a 5% play on my page, wt.buzz/BP. That is for the Thursday night game in the NFL. We're coming off a nice 5% winner on Sunday, Andy, in the NFL. Rams, Panthers over. I think that was one of my probably better bets of the whole season. I'm notoriously pessimistic watching games, but even I was struggling to find reasons to be we just needed one touchdown in the second half. And I said, guys, I think we're going to do that. And we did. It cashed early in the second half. Very happy about that. Had the Commanders on Sunday night as well. That was a sweat. God, I was convulsing in bed trying to not wake up my wife as I'm like, I wanted to bet my life savings that Denver was going to score a touchdown on that first possession in overtime. I've never been so sure of anything in my life and I'm like, God, please, just come down, score, go for 2 and miss it, and then let's go home. So did lose. Let's mention this. I know someone in the chat said, oh, well, why don't you mention? I did have the Giants last night. What an abysmal start to the game that was for the G-men, but did get a little bit back, Andy, in the NBA, where we're on a 14-2 run going back to last year's epic playoff run. Utah Jazz, first half, plus the points, did not need the points in what was an outright upset of the Houston Rockets. So I think that covers a lot. We're 7-2-1 in the NFL. Oh, by the way, sides and totals last 3 weeks.
Nice. The first possession of overtime is so unfair to the defense. Like it's so unfair. They're tired, and now all of a sudden they got to go right back out on the field to play.
Well, there was an argument. The announcer, Collinsworth and right, that's the game. Yeah, Collinsworth and Tirico were bringing up a point that if you were Washington, that Denver defense was so gassed after that last drive to tie the game. There was probably an art while strategically. There's the argument, oh, wait, see what your offense needs to do, that's a strategic advantage. But they were making the case, and I didn't disagree, that Denver's defense was so gassed, Washington probably should have taken the ball first.
I agree. Just try ride that tired defense out. So, all right, Brian, great stuff. $5 plays going up in just a bit. Thank you very much. Great segments. And Brian breaks down all of these college basketball games on Full Court Press and the Blitz on Thursday. Brian, thank you very much. Good luck on $5 Tuesday. We'll see you next week.
See you, Andy.
All right, guys, we are going to do all around the world and the double NBA games breakdown after we talk to Lawrence, but we got to bring in Prez. We got to talk some NFL. We got to talk some NHL. There he is. Happy Tuesday. How are you?
I'm awesome, Andy. Thanks for having me, man. Listening to the show, Brian's so good. Really, over and under on how many plaid shirts Brian actually owns.
Oh, what a great
12 and a half.
Oh, you were going way high. I was going to say like 6.5.
I'll take the over.
Take the over 6.5.
I'll take the over 6.5.
I got to tell you, Lawrence, your beard looking great.
Yeah, so
really good.
So I was noticing my beard, and Jeff Ulbridge, is that his name? Defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons and ex-intern head coach for the New York Jets from last year. Remember him?
Okay.
I feel like I look like him, and he's pretty ugly, so that kind of sucks, but I think I look like him, dude.
I've been told if I put on a headset and a hat and an Ohio State shirt, I basically look like Ryan Day. I basically could.
You know who you look like, coach, and I'm not allowed to tell anyone.
It's all right.
I've been banned from telling people who you look like.
I get more, the older I get, the more and more people apparently I look like. It's Jeff Saturday. It's Ryan Day.
It's Jeff Saturday, bro.
It's Jeff Saturday.
Yeah, we know it. Everybody knows it. All right. Yeah, everybody knows it. So you want to talk some Bear Packers with me, hey?
Well, yeah, little promo. We were going to talk about the Thursday night game, but you have a big best bet up in that game. So
yeah, so I have... Yeah, UC Panda, twice in about an hour. We could make it a triple if you want to watch the best betting show ever. It'll be up very, very soon. And we're working on a live, a 1 day every blue moon live version of that. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, I got my first ever 5% NFL parlay ever. I have never released a 5% parlay bet in my entire life. This is my favorite parlay ever, and it's plus money. The first leg is on Thursday. This is a plus money parlay. You guys can get it for half price. Andy, what do you think the promo code is for my half price?
I hope it's HAF 50 or something.
I should have done. It's half price. HALF. Remember, there is an L. Half price is the promo code. So head over and grab that. It's my first ever 5% NFL parlay. I'm over 64% in parlay bets since January of 2024. I am 11-7 in NFL this year, and it is a plus money parlay. Thank you for asking, bro.
All right. Well, since we're not going to talk about that game, we don't want you to spoil your best bet. But it's a great weekend of games. I mean, this is make or break weekend here. Let's talk Bears, Packers, Chiefs, Texans. Let's start with Bears, Packers here. Listen, you can only play who they put in front of you, and Chicago has done their job, which is beat the teams that they put in front.
Yep.
I think this has been a really spectacular coaching season where you're kind of rebuilding, but you're getting the most out of it. And I got to tell you, don't look now. This Chicago Bears running offense is terrifying going into the playoffs. They have 2 legit running backs. Their offensive line has improved a lot. Caleb Williams isn't making the big mistakes. This is the team that has kind of the recipe for playoff success. I've enjoyed watching them get better. You got Green Bay still as a minus 6.5 point favorite. To me, give me those Bears points all day long. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, and I agree with you, Andy. So let's start there. Firstly, 79% of the tickets written right now are on the Chicago Bears, and 69% of the money is on the Chicago Bears. Yet the line hasn't changed. So we do need to be careful because obviously there's some substantial, and I don't want to say money, but just some well-respected individuals that are betting Green Bay right now. I'm with you, Andy. I think the play is the Bears. And this is a very interesting spot for the Green Bay Packers because one would say, well, is this a bad spot for them? They just played Detroit on Thanksgiving in what was an absolute must-win game for Green Bay. And now they're in a must-win game the next week against the Chicago Bears. I think it's a better spot for Chicago than it is for Green Bay. And what I got to look at this game is, can the Bears win this game? Well, why the hell not? They went into Philadelphia and beat Philadelphia handily, Andy. I mean, handily. They ended up winning 24-15. And it's not like Green Bay has been lights out this year. Yeah, 3-game win streak. 2 of those games were against Minnesota and the New York Giants. And the last game against Detroit basically came down to who converted 4th downs. Green Bay converted 2. Detroit missed 2. That was the difference of the game. This Green Bay Packers team has lost at home to Carolina, has lost on the road to Cleveland. Now, I do think they're a better team than Chicago. And I think that there is a fair chance they win both of these games against Chicago. With that said, it's just too many points. I mean, this game has field goal written all over it. I would not be blown away if Chicago won. And the other thing, Andy, is what you said. The run game coming out of Chicago right now has changed everything. And not only that, but it's helped the passing game. It's created space. It also slows the game down. It keeps their defense off the field and nice and fresh. It keeps their opponent's offense from getting into sync. I agree with you, Andy. I will take the 9-3 Chicago Bears plus the 6.5. And I think this game is a field goal game. Also, I want to shout out Whitney Murray. Whitney, lots of love to you. I don't know who you are, but I love you and I appreciate you. Shout out to Whitney Murray, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, this is a Bears team, number 2 on the season now, 153.8 yards rushing per game. Last 3 games, 173. They're just getting better.
And Andy, you mentioned the coaching. Ben Johnson is outstanding. I was talking to a hardcore Detroit Lions fan on Saturday night, and I asked them, did you keep the wrong coach? And that is how good Ben Johnson is. I think they might have mucked up in Detroit, brother.
They could have. Those coordinators were going to go somewhere, but there wasn't a whole lot you could do. But yeah,
no, well, you could just get rid of Dan Campbell and make Ben
Oh, and
Johnson your head
promote
coach.
him up. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
that's
impossible to do there.
impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Colin Gregory writes, Bears playing with house money at this point. Andy, can we hijack the show and talk about house money for a quick sec?
Sure.
There's no such thing. What the hell is house money? So, Andy, if I win $100 betting sports, is that $100 house money or is it my money? Did I earn it? Is it banked?
I know where you're going with this. I'm on the fence about this, whether it's house, but when does it start becoming your money and not
the second they give it to you? This is the most black and white thing in the whole world. The minute you're handed money, it's yours and no longer theirs. And it is honestly one of the biggest problems in the world of sports betting. How many guys go to a blackjack table, turn 100 into 300, and don't walk away? How many people make bets on Sunday at 1 p.m., have a great first round of games, are now playing with house money, so they make extra bets at 4 and lose all their money?
I'm with you.
Andy, I pay you. I'm one of the owners of WagerTalk. You're a worker. I pay you. After I pay you, is it my money?
I get what you're saying. I do. I get what you're saying.
This is the most black and white thing in the whole world. Do not ever assume that money that's yours is someone else's.
It's a great quote. I like that. Don't ever pretend that your money is somebody else's. All right. Let's talk about Chiefs and Texans. Here's a Chiefs team that's not playing with house money. They may not be playing with very much money at this point if they lose this game. 6-6 yet. You know, the line is still operating like this is the Kansas City Chiefs team of old. They're minus 3.5 over under a 42. I mean, this Chiefs schedule it's so hard. It's just week after week, primetime game, brutal matchup, and yet they're still favorites here even though they're 500. Do you think the Texans can put the nail in the coffin here on the Chiefs season?
Eddie, can we? I'm going to talk about this game and the Indianapolis Colts Jacksonville game all at the same time.
Okay.
So, Jacksonville has won 3 in a row, 4 of 5. Indianapolis has lost a bunch in a row, 3 of 4 as well. Houston has won 4 straight games. Kansas City has lost 3 of their last 4. Both Houston and Jacksonville have basically been given this by the bookmakers and general public. Yes, Andy, you saw that right. This. I mean, how insulting is it to both of those teams that they are coming into these games as dogs? So with that said, bet both Houston and Jacksonville this coming Sunday. These are 2 extremely disrespected teams right now. And in regards to this KC team, you can't lose to Dallas in a situation like that. This Dallas team is nowhere near as good as everybody thinks it is. And this team can't get out of its own way. They lost to Denver. They lost to Buffalo. I think Houston is coming in feeling good about themselves. And Andy, like we saw with the New England Patriots dynasty, I think that teams want desperately to beat Kansas City. So when they are wounded and they are down, I think the teams playing against them are going to play the best games they can play. Kansas City's going to be good for many years to come, just like what we saw with the New England Patriots. I think this is a field goal game, brother. I don't think I'm going to get to the window on this game, but I got to look to take the points here. And if you can get a hook, Houston plus 3.5, this is for sure a bet for me. I also like the under in this game, Andy, and I know it's low at 41.5, but man, this Houston defense is just exceptional. They held Indianapolis to 16 Buffalo to 19, Tennessee to 13, Denver to 18, San Fran to 15, Baltimore to 10, Tennessee to 0. I mean, look at these numbers. Andy, in their last 9 games, 0, 10, 15, 18, 13, 19, 16. 2 games went over 20 in their last 7. So let's take the dog and the under. What do you think about Indianapolis, Andy? I'm sorry to hijack your show, given that you live in Indianapolis. Yeah, how are the Colts favored here?
Well, they shouldn't be. The fact is our quarterback has a broken leg.
Yeah.
I mean,
but not only that, they're still the Colts. It's not like they've changed their entire team from last year.
Well, here's the thing. They started off strong. They were healthy. And on Thursday, it turns out Daniel Jones is playing on a broken fibula, and then Sauce Gardner gets hurt on the first play of the game. Yeah. So you can make all the X's and O's arguments you want, but it's a league that comes down to health. And when your quarterback cannot move laterally, and he's a mobile quarterback, it's a problem. And then when you have your best cover guy get hurt, and now it's a calf. Thank God it wasn't an Achilles injury. I thought it was Achilles right off the bat. It's a calf strain, but we know what those lead to. They're the team that's coming down.
Sauce Gardner out for this game is a big deal.
Yeah. It's bad timing for the Colts. The injury bug is going to get him, and these are 2 injuries that just aren't going to heal in time for a playoff run, I fear. So, I mean, you can't just rest a broken leg for 1 week and be fine. And Gardner's got this calf injury. That's a month at least. So, and then you got to decide, do we really want to put him out there and risk what happened to Tyrese Halliburton? So,
we talked a lot of NFL today, brother.
Of course. Well, let's talk a little NHL. You got Lightning versus Islanders. What do we know about these 2 teams, and where are you going with this game?
Yeah, well, so I actually spoke about this game on the best betting show ever. I don't love the spot with Tampa Bay here, Andy. I mean, look, I think this is one of the best teams in hockey, and I've been saying that all year. This team has won 6 straight games, but they just beat the New York Rangers 4-1, and they are holding teams down. The bottom line here is this is their 3rd game on a road trip, which is not the best game for teams to win normally. And they're playing a New York Islanders team that has lost 3 straight. And I think this New York Islanders team is better than what we anticipated coming into the season. I think that at plus 120, 125, 130, the value is on the New York Islanders here, Andy. And I do like the unders. So both the Islanders and the under for me in this game.
All right. I've been liking Brandon Hagel over shots on goal props. It's been priced
pretty fair. So, Andy, on that shots, be careful, okay? Because if you take a look, the New York Islanders allowed Washington 18 shots on goal. Philadelphia, 21. Boston put up 14 shots on goal. Seattle, 19. St. Louis, 22. This is one of the lowest shots on goal teams in the league, the New York Islanders. So be careful here, and it's a bad spot for the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm not loving your Hagel shot prop.
Oh, I was just saying it's been good up until this point. It's 6 in a row, which means it's due for an under. So under might be the way to play it and then get back to it once it goes under. Lawrence, it's $5 Tuesday. What do you have up for everyone?
I got one NHL play up, $5. You guys can head over and get that. That's a 3% play. I'm on a 15-6 run in those. I'm a 63% on the season in my 3% NHL plays. And literally since the 3rd week of the NHL season, I have been rolling. I also have an NBA and college basketball play up for my clients. Don't tell anyone, Andy, but I illegally combined them in a package for $5. I know I'm not supposed to do that, so I wrote it as buy an NBA play and get a bonus college basketball play. Don't tell anyone. So for $5, you can get both my basketball plays. And dude, I am destroying the books in both college and NBA. My NBA is up profit. My college hoops 13-5 run and I'm up profit in college basketball, 21-11 hoops run. So yeah, crushing it in hoops. Speaking of crushing it, Jay Crush writes, Prez, no best betting show ever today. Of course there's a best betting show ever today. It will be up live in about 10 minutes. Not live. It'll be on our YouTube channel, WagerTalk TV, in about 10 minutes. And although I do not have official word yet, I am hoping to have our first ever live show, the best betting show ever live, at 1 p.m. following you, Andy, Friday, December 19th. But I do not have full confirmation of that yet.
I love it. I love it. Excited. Let's try and make that happen. Anything I can do to help, let me know. Lawrence Prezman, $5 Tuesday. Grab his plate. Thank you, Lawrence.
Thanks, brother. Be good, everyone. Take care of yourselves.
All right, he's one of the best. If we get some more likes here, give us an algorithm boost here. We're going to go into some free plays all around the world, and then I'm going to break down a couple of NBA games before we get out of here. But again, it's $5 Tuesday. I have my NBA best prop of the day. Sneakily attached another one to there. So you got 2 plays for $5 up there. And again, we have a cricket play that's live right now. We're looking pretty good here. We're minus 8,000 to win it live. When that play is over, there will be a 4% best bet that is up. It's very juicy. You got to have pretty big juice tolerance to play it. I will be going to a lot of kiosks today playing that play. So take that for what it's worth. All right, let's do all around the world here. We've got a big NBA slate of free plays here. So we're going to start with the Celtics, Knicks, and we're going to go Derek White under 18.5 points. He's just not been scoring a lot this season. Under in 4 out of the last 5 games, 68% unders this season, and he's dealing with a calf injury. He sat out last game. I don't like these calf injuries. They're terrifying, and the Knicks are 5th in points allowed this season. So Derek White under 18.5 points. All right, this play comes from Jeff Michaels off of the WagerTalk free picks page. This is an insane stat. We're fading the 76ers. The 76ers are 1-16 ATS as a home favorite. Their largest margin of victory is 10 points in these games. The Wizards have covered 3 straight games as underdogs of 9 or more points. So Wizards plus 13.5. Is this terrifying? Yes, but that trend is absolutely insane. 76ers, 1-16 ATS as a home favorite again. That comes from Jeff Michaels off of the free picks page over at WagerTalk. Then the gold sheet has a player prop in the Raptors, Blazers, Emmanuel quickly over 17.5 points. Portland allows most points to opposing point guards. Quickly averaged 17 points in November, and the last 2 games with R.J. Barrett out of the lineup, he scored 22 and 19 points. So we're going to look at Emmanuel quickly over 17.5 points tonight. All right, we're going to break down a couple of NBA games for tonight. We're going to start with the Timberwolves and Pelicans, and then we're going to break down the Grizzlies and the Spurs. We'll start with Timberwolves and Pelicans here. Timberwolves, 9.5 point favorites at the time of recording this. 232.5 is the total. Timberwolves, they're only 12-8 this season, and they've lost 3 straight road games. The last 10 games, they're 16th in offensive efficiency, but 3rd in defense, 15th in pace. My worry with Minnesota a little bit long-term is, are they just too Anthony Edwards dependent and reliant? He scored 31+ in 5 straight games, and I know that's a great thing, but too much wear and tear. Is the ball moving a lot? Do they need to get more guys involved? It's my worry with the Timberwolves here. Meanwhile, the Pelicans. Oh, the Pelicans. They're 3-18 this season. They've lost 12 out of 13 games. The last 10 games are 26th in offense and 24th in defense. Zion, I sadly am looking to be right about this. I thought his NBA career was going to be a real struggle, and it's just not gone well. This year, career low in points, career low in rebounds, career low in field goal percentage. They do not have their first-round pick next year. The good news long-term is it looks like they hit with Jeremiah Fears and Queen, but that's for long-term. So what do we expect in tonight's game with this big total of -9.5, -10.5, and the Pelicans at home here with a total of 232.5? I'm actually going to do a same game parlay here for everybody. Plus money, plus 136. We're going to take the Timberwolves money line. I don't trust them to win at margin, but I do think they're just a much better team than this Pelicans team who's only won 3. So I'm going to start with the Timberwolves money line. I'm going to take Anthony Edwards 3+ made threes. The last 5 games, he's attempting 10 threes per game. He's shooting 50%, and the Pelicans give up the 30th most threes this season. And then I'm going to zigzag here a little bit. I'm going to take the Pelicans over 108.5 on their adjusted team total alt line. The last 3 road games, the Wolves have given up 113, 117, and 114. And home games that Zion has played this season, the Pelicans have scored 128 in overtime, 143, 118, and 120 in overtime. So Timberwolves money line, Anthony Edwards 3+ made threes, and the Pelicans over their alt team total of 108.5. We move on to the Spurs and the Grizzlies. Sneaky game here. We got the Spurs -5, -5.5 with the over-under at 231.5. This game breakdown is pretty quick here. Grizzlies are 5-2 the last 7 games when Ja Morant went out. We talked about this addition by subtraction. However, it's not against great competition, but they are winning games. In those 7 games, 10th in offense, 6th in defense. The Spurs, they're 5-2 the last 7 games with Wemby out of the lineup. The Spurs are 6th in offense. Now, they're only 20th in defense, but they had to play the Wolves, Nuggets, Blazers, and Hawks. Those are some high-scoring teams. I'll tell you why I like the under. I like the defense these two teams are playing. The last 5 road games, the Grizzlies are 4-1 to the under, and these teams played without Wemby and Ja Morant in the lineups on November 18th. Final score was 111-101. I watched that game, and it was a very, very slow-paced game on one side of the court. So when they get into the half court, they run a lot of clock on these possessions. So give me the under on this one. If we're looking for a player prop, take a look at Luke Cornett, under 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's not involved with Wemby out of the lineup. He's gone under in 5 out of the last 6 games. He only had 7 PRA against Memphis. I watched that game. He basically face guarded Edey the entire game. And when Edey went out of the lineup, so did Cornett. When Edey came in, Cornett came in with him. That was his job to defend Edey. He wasn't getting a whole lot of stats. So take a look at Luke Cornett, under 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And it is $5 Tuesday up at WagerTalk. I have a $5 NBA best bet that is up. I've attached another free play with that. So if you want 2 NBA props for the price of 1, go grab that. You can get there with the shortcut WT.buzz/AL. Let's cash on $5 Tuesday. And remember, you can get as many $5 plays as you feel comfortable with. We want you to bet responsibly. Try out some new handicappers. Try out your favorite handicapper. For myself and for clients, we're in play for $5 on our NBA best prop on the board. All right, great show. RJ says they're using him different. New location for Zion saves his career. They're going to have to use him different. Yeah, it's too much wear and tear on his body. He's carrying too much weight. I like Zion. I hate what's happened to him in his career. I hope he's revitalized, but it's going to take a big change. I'm rooting for him, but he just went to a bad organization who doesn't know how to develop him. And so many times in these major sports, where you go is almost as important as the talent. So hopefully they develop him and he flourishes the older he gets, but it's definitely an uphill battle. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's good to be back in the studio, good to be back with you guys, and thank you so much. Congratulations, Natural 8, for the free 3-day pass. And again, put in the comments section right after the show whether you agree with Jesse's take on Texas Tech will they cover, or whether you agree with me that BYU will cover. Put your WagerTalk username in the comments section with Andy or Jesse, which side you agree on. Whoever wins, we'll go and pick one of the winners, and you'll win a free 3-day pass. Really like these bets that we're doing, and thank you so much, guys. Let's have a big $5 Tuesday. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, with another big show. Good luck on your bets tonight. Take care.